Welcome back. In this section, we shall learn how to record movement of a pawn from one square to another. While introducing you to the algebraic chess notation, I had said that basically no symbol has been given for the pawn, that is the absence of letter P, whereas the remaining 5 pieces have been given their symbols, like king is for K. So pawns, rather, they are identified by the absence of it. So what is the order for recording a movement of pawn from one square to another? Let me read it out. The notation for movement of a pawn is recorded in the following order. First one, the square of its arrival. Second one, in case it's a check or checkmate, the respective symbol for check or checkmate. You can understand the symbols which are given, and I will also explain the same to you again. So let us take few example. It's turn of white in this position, and he desires to start the game by moving his pawn which is standing on e2 square to e4. Then this movement would simply be recorded as e4. So here we don't have to write the e2 square from where the pawn is coming, only the square of arrival. Moving on, and now it's turn of black. White had just played e4, and here now black decides to move his pawn which is on e7 to e5 square. Then such movement would simply be recorded as e5. Our next example, number 3, and here it's turn of black, and he decides to push his pawn which is on d3 to d2. The recording is d2. And finally, the last example, that here it's turn of white. He desires to move his pawn which is standing on h4 square to h5, one square forward. Then it means that we just write here h5. So from what we have learnt in the last 2 sessions, let us understand the difference between recording the notation for a piece and a pawn. While the piece movement starts with the initial letter for that particular piece, that is like example symbol K for king or Q for queen and so on, no initial letter has been given to a pawn. As such, we do not use the letter P for pawn for recording the chess notations. Rather, they are identified by the absence of it. I hope you have understood this chapter, and I am taking a break now, and will be back with the next chapter, that is learning how to record the notation for capturing with a piece.